Hello students, welcome to J Science Hub. Today we are going to study about excretory system. In the previous video we discussed about the basic of excretory system. In this video we are going to discuss about the structural and functional unit of kidney, that is nephron. Also we are going to study about the process of urine formation. Okay, let's enter into the video. Look at this picture, it shows the structure of a nephron. Okay, from this picture you can understand nephron is a tubular structure. One end of it take the shape of the cup and it's known as Bowman capsule, and other end of it open in collecting duct which are open in the pelvis. So you have to understand nephron is a structural as well as functional unit of kidney, right? So the filtration of blood and converted it into a urine is take place inside the nephron. Okay, nitrogenous waste are produced in liver due to the metabolism of protein. We already studied that. Okay, there's no separate canal or any other duct to carry these nitrogenous waste to the kidney, so they should transfer to the blood, and blood plasma carry these excretory matters. Okay, so inside the nephron the excretory matter are removed from the blood and it is released out from the body in the form of urine. So first of all we have to study about the blood supply to the kidney. Okay, so look at this picture. Usually the arteries brings the oxygenated blood to the every part of the body. Okay, so here the artery, which is known as renal artery, brings the blood to the kidney. Okay, these renal arteries are further divided into afferent arteriole. Each afferent arteriole enter into each Bowman capsules where they further divided and forms a dense network of blood capillaries. It is known as glomerulus. Okay, you already know the capillaries are the part where the transferring of materials take place. Okay, these capillaries join together and forms the afferent arteriole. This afferent arteriole leaves the Bowman capsule and again branch into capillaries. These capillaries surrounds the tubular part of nephron. Okay, so again these capillaries together forms the vein, that is known as renal vein. So now you get a clear understanding about the blood supply to the kidney. So let's study about the structure of nephron. Nephron, one end of it take the shape of a cup. It is known as Bowman capsule. Okay, in the structure of nephron you can find a loop like structure as well as convoluted tubules. Convoluted tubules means they are folded tubular structures. Okay, in this figure you can observe two convoluted tubule. One is proximal convoluted tubule, which is immediately present after Bowman capsule. Other one is distal convoluted tubule, which is connected to the collecting duct. Loop like structure is known as loop of Henle, and it has two limbs. One is descending limbs and other one is ascending limbs. Okay, so now you clearly understand the structure of nephron, right? So let's enter into the process of urine formation. The urine formation can be take place in three main processes. They are ultrafiltration, selective reabsorption and secretion. Okay, so ultrafiltration is take place when the glomerular filtrate is collected into the cavity of Bowman capsule. We already know about filtration, right? We mentioned this filtration as ultrafiltration because this filtration is take place in high blood pressure. So you have a question how this pressure is created inside these glomerulus. The afferent arteriole, the diameter is higher than the afferent arteriole, so the inflow of blood is higher than the outflow of blood. This create a high pressure inside the glomerulus. Okay, so blood get filtered through the walls of glomerulus and inner wall of the Bowman capsule and collected into the cavity of Bowman capsule. This filtration process is known as ultrafiltration. Okay, and the filter fluid which is enter into the Bowman capsule is known as glomerular filtrate. So now you understand the blood is now converted into a glomerular filtrate. Okay, so what is the difference between the blood and glomerular filtrate? The large molecules like plasma protein and the blood cells are not filtered into the glomerular filtrate. So these are the only substances which are lack in glomerular filtrate and which differ the glomerular filtrate from the blood. Okay, so what are the constituents of glomerular filtrate? Glomerular filtrate contain water, glucose amino acids, vitamins, drugs, various ions, hormones and urea. So when you observe these constituents, you can understand a lot of important materials which are essential for body are present. For example, glucose is present, amino acids are present, vitamins, hormones are present, right? So they should not remove wastely with the urine. So when the glomerulofiltrate moves along the nephron, most of the constituents are reabsorbed into the blood capillaries associated with the nephron. This process is known as selective reabsorption. Okay, so only the selected materials are reabsorbed into the blood capillaries. For example, 90% of the water is reabsorbed, all the glucose, amino acids and vitamins, part of salts and small amount of urea and uric acid, even the drugs are reabsorbed into the blood. So now you understand the composition of the glomerulofiltrate is totally changed. Okay, now this glomerulofiltrate is released into the collecting duct and then into the pelvis. I'm sure you all know about diabetics, right? So in diabetic patient, the glucose is not totally reabsorbed during this process, so the remaining glucose is released with the urine. Then what is known as secretion? Some of the materials in the blood capillaries associated with nephron enter into the tubule of nephron. This process is known as secretion. For example, several ions such as hydrogen ion, potassium ion, ammonium ions and also vitamins and drugs are secreted back into the nephron from the blood capillaries which are associated around them. So now I hope you understand the process of urine formation. Okay, so you should know what is the composition of the urine. More than 96% of the urine is water. Other than that, salt and urea can be present nearly 2%. Okay, uric acid and creatinine is present in trace amount. As I mentioned earlier, collecting ducts are open into the pelvis. From pelvis they are transported along the ureters into the bladder, where the urine is temporarily stored. In regular interval, through urethra, they release into the external environment. This process is known as urination. Thanks for watching this video. Like, share and subscribe to J Science Hub for more videos related to science.